welcome back to Taz's Wig Closet at Wig Studio One, here to help you win at wigs. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's presentation is going to be a lengthy one, but it's going to be tons of fun. I am going to show you all three of the brand new Ellen Wille styles just released for August 2022. You're not going to want to miss a second of this coming up. I purchased all three of these wig styles from Wig Studio One. If you drop below this video and expand the description box, you will find a direct product link to each one of these styles. If you click on that link, it will take you out to the Wig Studio One website. You can check out all of the colors and the pricing. We invite you to shop at Wig Studio One. If you have any questions for us, please reach out to support@wigstudio1.com or from any product page on the site. You can access a live chat feature. I do want to share with you a couple housekeeping notes before we get started. I'm having some home improvement done. They're working on the exterior of our home. When they show up, depending on what area they're working on, I don't know what, we may encounter some noise during this video. Ellen Wille's new Wanted style is a long, layered, curly style. It has some good cap features to it as well. If you currently like styles from Ellen Wille, like their Storyville or their Jamila High or Jamila Plus as they call it now, I think you're really going to like this one. Ellen Wille does a great job on their curls. Even if you like styles like, let's say Gabor's Radiant Beauty. Like I said, Ellen Wille does a great job on their curls. They do offer a variety of curl patterns. This one here on Wanted is more of an intact curl, but it's been slightly deconstructed. It's a soft, more barrel-y type curl versus some of the beach wave styles that we have been seeing lately. Now it's still tapered a little bit on the end, so it has that modern edge. You're just getting a little more buoyancy in these curls that are a little more intact than that traditional beach wave. I always love to start with the fringe first because the fringe makes the style. We have a 7-inch fringe here. Now that fringe is very curly, as you can see here. It kind of coils back into the style very nicely and frames the face. Now there's no permanent lift there at the front on this particular piece, but it works so well around the face. So I didn't have to do anything. This is right out of the box, just with a few shakes and swirls. And then this is about, so we've got that 7-inch fringe, and then upon measuring this, it's about 14 to 15 inches, and that depends on how loose or tight the curl is. Now these curls, you probably don't want to brush through them with a brush. I would just offer the advice of using your fingers to style and shape the curl, or maybe use a wide tooth comb just to loosen it up as you desire, or eliminate tangles and things like that. Just the same as you would on your Jamila Plus or your Storyville style. You need to take care of the curls. Now, for some reason you go too far with brushing or combing, all you have to do is squirt some water and kind of reform that curl around your finger and allow it to dry, and it should bounce back for you. This is not a heat-friendly style, everybody. This is a regular synthetic style. We're going to get into the fit of the cap and all of that. Speaking of the cap, let's talk about the cap features. We have an extended lace front. I love it. I love an extended lace front, and then it seamlessly moves back into a left monofilament side part. So let's take a look at this. Right away, you notice they did take the highlight right up to this lace front. Okay, the seams are completely covered. A beautiful looking hairline there. And then we have that left monofilament side part that runs back to the crown. And the rest of it is going to be open wefted on the top, sides, and back. The style weighs just under 5 ounces, so about 4.8 ounces. And the density is just an average density. Permatease wise, there's a lot of permatease here. So If you are a lover of permatease, this is all the right amounts in all the right places to support this, the identity of this style. You're not going to find any right here. Of course, we've got that monofilament feature, and there's very little on the very top. We do have some at the crown, and then it gets heavier as you move down the style. So we have just a little bit at the temple. We do have quite a bit at the back, the soft pillowy type in the back that helps support this beautiful profile. And that's sustainable, so you don't have to re-tease or restyle it throughout the day. And then at the nape, it's thickest. You'll see a heavy band of pillowy, soft permatease there at the nape as well. So let's chat a minute about colors. On these styles, anywhere from 7 to 9 colors are released. So they have a limited color palette, but they tend to hit a lot of the boxes. Now, one thing they don't offer on these that I haven't seen so far, are any grays or silver shades on these new releases. So I don't know if their intention is to add them later, or if you might want to turn to some other styles that have those offerings. But on this particular one, this is the Pastel Blonde Rooted, and they have 3 blondes, I think 2 more auburny shades, and then 3 brunettes. A lot of the brunettes that they offer are highlighted with auburn, so they could satisfy a lot of the red lovers out there as well. So check it out. All of those links are below on these styles, so you can check out the full color palette. Focusing on this Pastel Blonde Rooted, we're going to see a mixture of some platinum, some honey, and ash blonde on a medium brown root. Now, I have seen this color on several different styles. To me, it really comes across as a pale, warm blonde. The honey that's in this platinum blonde mix is warmer. So that's why you're getting some of that warmer look here. Now, it's not over the top warm. It definitely doesn't scream super gold, but it is a warm pastel. One thing I really feel like I need to point out here is that this color right out of the box was super shiny. Like that 1 in 10 wigs that you get that just really, really reflects the light. It almost looks wet. It's so shiny. And this one was really super shiny. Now with shine, it will dissipate over time. You can give it a baking soda bath. I have some videos out there on how to tame the shine on a fully synthetic wig style. I do want to address the cap fit on all 3 of these styles. Each one of these styles ran really large on me. I could barely make an adjustment to fit my petite average circumference. I think that all 3 of the wig styles that I'm presenting today will be more suitable for average large than they would be petite. Okay, just so you know, because a lot of Ellen Wille styles are suitable for petite. They have a wide variance of sizing in their styles, and sometimes it's just hard to know. So the next style that I want to present is also a brand new one in their Changes collection. I have it back here. This one is called Anima in the color Lt Bernstein Rooted. Wow, look at this. Texture galore. So it's a short, shaggy, textured cut with a beautiful shorter fringe. And see, we thought only Belle could accomplish this kind of texture, right? I am super excited about this one, guys. And so let's go ahead and try it on. So it's time to meet Anima by Ellen Wille here in Lt Bernstein Rooted. See, it's just short and shaggy and deeply textured, dramatically so, just gorgeous. Right up my alley. Now in the Ellen Wille line, if you like styles like dance, If you like Esprit by Ellen Wille, which is one of their newer ones, I think you're really going to enjoy this style. It's kind of a combination of both. But if you like Jones by Estetica and one of my favorites, Bon Bon by Beltress, I think you're really going to love this one as well. So right around 4.75 inches on the fringe. It's a nice wispy textured fringe that we all grew to love and that are so prevalent on upcoming styles. In the back, the total length is around 10 to 12 inches because it's really choppy, features a lot of layering, but I love the way it lays around the face because you have that wispy fringe and then the side layers just kind of wrap around to frame the face. So listen up, guys. This is really important. This is the only one of the 3 new pieces by Ellen Wille that are just coming out that's heat friendly. Yes, you can take your heat tools to this style if you wish. Now, typically, what you see in the stock photos when they have styled it is that they add curl. In this case, some of the stock photos show it perfectly straight, and that really enhances this wispy, deeply razored texture. So right out of the box, it comes just like this, which thank goodness, because this would be impossible to put in if it were straight right out of the box and you went to put the curl in. So you can straighten it out with your heat tools. However, I must caution you that once you do that, it would be very difficult to get this texture back. Now this one has what they call a mini lace front, which, oh, when they say lace front, I'm thinking lace front. This is a lace front. And then a little wee mini piece of monofilament at the crown, and then it's open wefted sides and back. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about here. So that lace, that mini lace front is about 1/2 inch and just maybe not even 1/4 inch deep. What that does is if you end up parting this a little bit left of center, which is how it came right out of the box, it's going to give you just a little glimpse of natural hairline there. Now, personally, with fringe like this, you really don't need a full lace front. But if you are one of those gals that like to part on the right-hand side, you won't get the effect of that lace. But it should still look just fine. Now, you do have a monofilament piece right at the crown. Now, that is really there to give it a nice natural look because a permateased crown can look quite unnatural. But when you have that monofilament there, it mimics the natural hair growth, gives you a cute little profile right there. This is a very natural looking style, despite not having a ton of monofilament features. Again, this one does fit me large, so I feel like it's probably more suitable for that average large circumference than it is a petite. Before I move on, this color is divine, am I right? This Lt Bernstein Rooted. This really is kind of a casserole mixture of some brown, some auburn, and some blonde. Now, each one of those colors is on the warm side, so this is definitely a warm color, and the overall appearance is just a warm, light brunette. And that all on a darker root. The shading is done fantastic. It blends beautifully into the main body of the color. You get that pop of warm honey highlight all over, which does tend to brighten and lighten it up. Again, go below the video and click on that link to check out all of the color options. There's a couple of blondes, 2 or 3 blondes. There might be one auburn in there, and then a few brunettes that are highlighted auburn. So I feel like that includes this one as well. The style only weighs about 3.4 ounces. It's extremely light on the head. It tends to be a really light, feathery texture. I can't even tell that it's on. It's just awesome. Now, in terms of permatease, You're going to find permatease on this style. It's not a thick, pillowy presence. Now at the nape though, you're going to see more of a band of pillowy permatease there. But again, it's just spectacularly done to really sustain the identity of this style. So you get all of this lift and volume without heavy, heavy density. And it's sustainable, so you don't have to work on it throughout the day. I just can't say enough. I'm going to have this one in all the blondes. I really am. I think it's just that spectacular. So, okay, so let me go ahead and do a full spin for you. And then I'll do a full spin on all three of them at the end so that you can get a good idea. And again, I'll tackle styling in another video. Okay, last but not least, we're going to examine Perla. This is a brand new addition to that Modex collection, and I have it back here on Mannequin C. This is a new color name. It's called Pastel Beige Rooted. Let's check it out. So this is ELLEN WILLE's Perla and Pastel Beige Rooted. Wow and more wow. This is a short to mid-length, shaggy, textured bob style with a fringe. This takes me back in style history to some of those shaggy bobs that they wore in the 70s and 80s, right? In fact, this one reminds me a lot of what they used to call the wolf cut, where you had a little bit of bang. It almost reminded me of a mullet, but it was super shaggy. I'm in love with it. I absolutely personally love this texture and cut. So ELLEN WILLE states that if you like some of their styles like éclat or éclat, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, or the ELLEN WILLE's touch, that you'll really like this style. So you can imagine just how many measurements there are and all these layers, but the important ones to remember are this. The fringe is about 4 inches. Now that fringe straight down will pop right in my eyes, but I could easily whisk them right over the eyebrow back into the style. So they're wispy, they can be swung from one end or the other. There's no designated parting space on this. And then the other measurement that you're gonna want to know is that the overall measurement is between 11 and 12 inches. Okay, so it's just slightly longer than the Anima style that we looked at. I think they're very similar in their texture for sure. Again, this style is the regular synthetic fiber. So the cap, let's talk about the cap. This is a basic cap design, which is a wee little bit of monofilament right at the crown. I used to think that was a waste of time. I don't feel that way anymore, because where there's monofilament, there's no permatease. Permatease kind of gives an unusual news anchor hair look, teased up. This has a more natural look. It has a beautiful silhouette at the crown area, but then again, it's open cap all the way around, top, sides, and back. Again, this cap does fit me large. I feel like it's probably more suitable for average large than it would be for petite. This style weighs just over 3.5 ounces. It feels really lightweight. The density is very fine and light as well. We do have some permatease here. Again, well done permatease. You're gonna see some right at the temples and then at the crown, and heaviest in the back and at the nape, again, to support this style. I don't think it's the type of permatease on top that you're gonna be able to get a ton of lift. Now you can fluff this out to bring out the texture and the layering. It's just not going to be real high on the top. And I kind of like a slim profile through the temple. And I like this. This actually frames the face super well. So you've got that fringe, you have some other layering that kind of convene around the face. It's really delightful the way they've done this, right? The profile is really super cute. Let's just focus on the bangs for just a moment. So these bangs are a little heavier than the ones I experienced on the Anima style, but it's not that much different. So you've got a little bit of an undercut there. They're notch cut. They're a little bit heavier density than those, but they still act in the same way. They're taken down, they're layered. The length of them is just right to frame the face around the eyes. It just whisks around. You have lots of different parting options here, you know, in which to move around the bangs and things. So there's a lot you can do on this style with the flexibility and versatility just to make it yours. But those bangs are meant to come down and hug the head. Therefore, no lace front. A lace front will be lost and perhaps useless on this particular style. But you can get a really nice ear tuck with it, which I love. Anytime I've got a heavily layered cut like this, I need to tuck it. That's just part of how I like to style these kinds of wigs. The movement is free. The fiber is fine and feathery light, kind of on the drier side. The non-heat friendly wigs have a drier fiber compared to the heat friendly. If I got blindfolded and felt each one of the styles, I would definitely be able to pick out the heat-friendly one from the bunch. They just feel different. They feel a little waxier, velvety, buttery on the outside. Let's talk about this color, Beige Pastel Rooted. It looks familiar, doesn't it? Can you place it? It's exactly the same color to my eye as the Candy Blonde Tipped by ELLEN WILLE. I actually have that one here on the style called Night. Exactly the same color. So we're looking at a pearl platinum, and then in there some reddish, kind of some reddish brown, and then that's highlighted with some white along the tips and things too. So it's a very frosty color. Even though it does have some reddish brown in there, I do not see this as a warm color. Now this is also on a medium brown root. So they're just calling it a different name, which we can expect in the Modex collection because they've taken all of the most popular favorite parts of different styles and kind of combined them into a new collection. I think that's why we're seeing a similarity here. Thank you so much for joining me today for this presentation of the 3 new ELLEN WILLE styles. You can find them at Wig Studio One. All of those links, again, are below the video. And stay tuned. I am going to develop further content from these styles. No worries. We're going to do some styling. I might do some comparisons. So thanks again for being a supporter of Taz's Wig Closet at Wig Studio One.